So here we go, day 3 has officially started. We finished digging out the beds here, and they were a little bit easier since they weren't on the slope. We just had to scrape the sod out, and then we actually started building the beds as well. Cindy got the strawberry beds finished, and also we got the trellises pretty much set up. They just need to be put into place. So we're making great headway. A few more finishing touches is all we have to do, and we should have a reveal. So come on and enjoy. I'm going to start these ones since I have to hold this down. We had a little warp in the wood, so a little warp in the wood never hurt anyone. And I typically just start the screw, and then that way I can hold this warp down, because if I let it go, it's going to spring up. But if I hold it here, we can have a nice flush. Line with the wood, and you'll never even know there was a warp. Go. Now it's pretty much just home free. You just got to hold it all together. And I'm going to put an extra screw in this one. We're using 3-inch galvanized deck screws, so they're going to last a long time. And I'm not left-handed, so this is a little bit harder than it normally is. It's difficult to have good pressure when your hand's bending at a weird angle that you're not used to. All right, well, we're on the home stretch now, very home stretch. We are going to be planting up this beautiful, beautiful fig tree we found at the Home Depot. It is a gorgeous specimen. It's got beautiful large leaves, mature. It's actually got some figs on and everything. So we're gonna plant it right here. This fig particularly only likes between 5 and 6 hours, really no more. So that's why we're planting it actually underneath some of these trees, because as the sun comes up over the house, it's going to provide really nice full sun for about that 4 to 5 hours, and then it's going to give some kind of filtered full sun right above the trees, because there's some gaps in the leaves and stuff, and then it'll be in the shade after it passes over those trees. So this is a great location for this fig, and it also is really nice and easy to dig, which is something we found is pretty hard to do here. Not familiar with Virginia soil, but it is heavy clay, and lots of these, lots of weird like quartz or granite, something like that, lots of it. And so that's been our biggest challenge, and not to mention the rain both days with about 90 to 100% humidity. Oh, it's a bear, but it's been fun. So we're going to finish this up, and I'll get back with you in a second. All right, so we finally got the hole dug. That took a while, but we're done. And now we're going to get the tree in. Cindy, I'm gonna need you to grab the pot, hold the pot. Oh goodness, that's heavy. And we're gonna tickle some of these roots. It's a little root bound, but a lot of times that's what you get from nurseries, because they leave them in the pot so long that a lot of these roots have become wrapped around, and we need to tell them that they're free. Free, you're free. Oh man, these are really root bound. You're free. There we go. We're all loosened up. Now we set the tree in the hole here. And looks good. All right, now we're just going to backfill with some soil here and get this looking pretty. So there we go, we are all planted up, and all we did is we basically dug the hole about a couple inches deeper than the root base. It's all we could really get. We made sure the hole was about 5 or 6 inches on each side so there's room for the roots to go out. And we basically mixed in some worm castings and some composted leaf matter and some of the native soil that has a lot of mineralization like we talked about. Mixed that in and refilled that back in the hole. And then what we did to basically give the tree a fighting chance against all these really strong grasses around here down in the south, we basically mulch really heavily with some leaves. And this is also going to break down. It's going to bring worms up into the soil again. It's going to loosen all the soil around it, and it's really going to feed the tree over time. So this tree gets an A+ from me. It gets a fighting chance, and I think it's really going to do well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give it a really thorough watering in, and it's going to need watering about twice a week for the first probably month, because of the fact that this tree is pretty drought tolerant. It is a fig, but it really does need to be soaked so that the roots don't go through any transplant shock, and it's going to drop some of these leaves if it doesn't get watered on a regular basis. So we'll make sure Karen can do that, and this is going to do really well. I'm excited to see how this does for her. All right, so we're starting to plant here. I'm just going to sprinkle some trifecta throughout this barrel here. Give it a good, even mixing. Scratch it into the surface here so it comes in contact with the plant roots. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be planting a big bunch of mixed greens here. We got so many mixed greens, it's unbelievable. We just have so many. We got a beautiful red velvet. We got some oak leaf. We have a wild arugula here. There you go, a wild arugula. We have something called Lola Rosa. It's a really pretty, very pretty, I don't know if it's an heirloom or not, but it's an organic seed. We also have some Vivian, looks almost like a romaine. We have a black-seeded Simpson. We have some spinach. That's going to go in the other bed over there. We also have some beautiful Arctic crisp. This has some little tinges of orange and purple and a little bit of yellow and some green. It's kind of like it's a very, very colorful lettuce. And then this is Rouge de Hever. This is a very good heirloom. They even mentioned that it's an heirloom, but it's a very, very beautiful heirloom. Purple leaves, and looks really great. So I'm going to plant all the lettuces, and we're going to just actually kind of disperse them. We're not going to worry about spacing, because even though some of these are head lettuce, what we're going to do is we're just going to plant them in really close proximity so that when they grow up, it kind of just grows up like a big, lush bucket. And it's going to be really pretty right here. So there we go, we are all finished, and this is looking really, really good, but it looks good to us. Now we want to see what Karen thinks about it. So we're going to go give a reveal. So come along with us, and I think you all are going to enjoy. 3, 2, 1. Karen, open your eyes.
Oh my gosh, there's like, this is amazing.